Guys, when you prepared for this zone, I wonder the way that your roles played out tonight with Roddy, obviously you scoring, and Evan, you being in the middle there, kind of facilitating things. How did how this game played out match up with the way that you guys prepared for attacking that zone?
I think that it's a very unique zone. Like obviously you don't really see too much of it. So I think one of our big keys was just to play out of that middle. Evan did a great job facilitating, even finding his own shot sometimes. So that was pretty much our game plan. Try to be able to find the middle and force the big kind of to come up and play defense. So that was one of our big emphasis on the week.
Yeah, like with a zone like that, you can prepare all you want, but when you get in the game, they can play totally different. But I think we did a great job all week, just seeing that look. I feel like the guys in practice, they give us a really good look at that. And just like what Rod said, just being able to facilitate through that middle, be aggressive out there, and Rod had a couple buckets out of the middle. So just being able to be aggressive out of there and then play through different people.
And then also the way that you were able to, Roddy, hit shots early, back-to-back threes to open the game after some tough shooting to open the season. How much does that help maybe set a tone and loosen a couple of things up?
Big thanks to our coaching staff and my teammates. So just believe in me. Like I know that I went through that kind of a shooting slump a little bit. So just their encouragement, just to tell me to keep shooting. It's gonna fall, it's gonna fall. So I think that the threes that I had early on just kind of opened it up for everybody else because I feel like they had to extend a little bit more, which opened a lot more gaps and high post touches.
And you mentioned kind of having to see the zone in game situations. How long do you feel like it took for you guys to kind of get in a rhythm with what you were actually facing?
I think we got into a pretty good rhythm earlier, like in the first half. But I know like our shots just weren't falling most of the time, so that made it pretty hard because you can get a little, they can mess with your head a little bit. But I feel like we stay consistent in our attack. We might mix up a few things, like in the second half, getting Jameson screening and popping for open threes, which is really a big help too. So, but just being able to make those adjustments, but also stick with our game plan even if shots aren't falling because we're getting really good shots.
Obviously, you opened things up in the second half. Just how important was that, especially coming off of Friday night, to pull away and kind of have some good feelings coming out of this one?
Yeah, it feels great. I think one big thing that we really emphasized after going to the locker room after first half was our defense. So being able to really come out in the second half and really try to dominate that end was a big thing. And I feel like that's what's really going to carry us throughout this time is our defense and our intensity down on that end because that can really turn the offense really fast.
In the first half, you guys were getting a lot of good looks around the basket and they just weren't dropping. You, Zed, Devin. When you go to the locker room and you're struggling, but you feel like you're getting good looks, is that still encouraging to know that the good looks are there, the shots are there, they're just not dropping?
Definitely, because we have guys who work on that. Like you said, every day, he's in the gym putting in hours, working on his left hand jump hook, working on his finishes around the rim, same with Evan, same with everybody on the team. So if we constantly get those looks around the rim, I have no concern about them making it as long as we get stops on the defensive end and first time rebounds. I think we'll be in a great position.
You guys went to 4 or 5 threes in the first half. After you saw the zone at Oakland, a little different kind of zone, was it a conscious thing going into this game, we are not going to be shooting as much from the perimeter against this zone, or was it just we're going to go to the middle and see what we can get, and that's just how it played out?
Yeah, I think within the zone, one of the biggest things that zones want you to do is take the outside shot and settle for that. So I think being able to attack the paint and play through that is a really big thing because you want inside-out shots at the end of the day. Those are the best shots, highest percentage shots. So being able to get into the paint will open up a lot for our offense, and I think that was a very big part of what we were doing.
Big ups to Merrimack. They play a really unique zone, so they don't really allow too many catch and shoot threes. The wings are very extended and the guards play super high, so that takes away all the kind of rhythm threes.
Roddy, obviously the crowd's going to go crazy after you throw down some big dunks like you did in this game, but those plays are created with really good off-ball movement, cutting to the rim on the one that Devin fed you, and then the alley-oop obviously on the side out with Bruce there. Just what's the importance and how do you move off the ball well to create those opportunities for yourself?
I can't take the credit. Coach made it a big emphasis to cut off the ball whenever the ball is in the high post because we know that as soon as the ball in the high post, everybody matches up. And the out of bounds play was just literally that was a play. Through our scout and watching them play, we know that they get aggressive from out of bounds. So as soon as I lifted up to the wing, we knew that the guard was gonna kind of turn his head. So as soon as he turns back, it was like an indicator for me to cut dive to the rim. And Bruce made an amazing, threw an amazing ball. And I'm saying I caught it.
This was an efficient shooting night for you, both inside and outside. I guess when you're hitting shots close to the rim, does it then fuel your outside shooting as well?
Yes, absolutely. It feels great just getting a good feel of the game. Seeing a few go in definitely sparks a good encouragement to my outside shot. I just try to work from the inside out.
You guys, 3 games in, I know you're nowhere where you want to get yet, but do you like the trajectory so far through 1, 2, 3 games of progression? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think just knowing every day, every game, every practice is getting better. So just knowing from last game what we felt like we did wrong, things that we need to improve on, and bring it to this game and trying to make sure we hit on those keys is a very big thing to make sure that we're progressing every day to get to where we want to be later on in the year when we're playing our best basketball. Because I think if you get too stagnant in what you're doing, that can really cause a lot of just staying still and your team not getting better. So I feel like just being able to work off of like what we did wrong last game, bring it to this game, do it better.
What was the rebounding emphasis since the A&M game?
It was box out heavy, like turn around, face block outs, just whatever you have to do to get the ball, no second chance points. And I think that's something all year. I feel like the best teams in the country are the best rebounding team. So being able to get that first time shot is going to be big all year. So just being able to have emphasis on that.
So does tonight make you feel like those guys are right, the coaches are right, when you come out and win? And I know this isn't as good as what you played the other night, but you dominated the boards, so.
Yeah, I think we knew they were right all along, but it's just about like just making sure we're doing it. I know sometimes when you're down there, you can be like, okay, yeah, like nobody's coming, but like you never know how the ball's going to bounce. So just making sure we're doing all those little details and going to your man first and then pursuing the ball is what we got to do.
Yeah, going off that rebounding, it looked like kind of Felix and Zeb were kind of doing well inside the paint with rebounding and blocks and all that. So I guess, what did you see from them, like inside, and how they were able to, I guess,
I think they dominated. Honestly, I think those are 2 guys that are big forces to be reckoned with. So I think just it starting with them is also a really big thing because I know like I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna try to do my part, but those guys are just dogs down there, and I know they'll do that every single night. So that's why I think we just all have to help them do our part too, because we want them to block shots too. So we have to make sure we're cracking down their bend, and then they can clean it up. Or if they're boxing out a bigger guy, we make sure that we have their backs as well. So just starting with them for sure.
Roddy, you talked a lot in the preseason about trying to take that next big step forward and being a consistent go-to guy in this team. Against Oakland, you were able to get into the zone and create some opportunities. Tonight, you carried the scoring load. Where do you think you are as far as starting to get settled as a guy who can step up and lead this team in scoring on any given night?
I think we have the personnel where anybody can lead the night in scoring. I don't think I have to be the guy to necessarily provide the also scoring each night, but I think that I do a great job of making plays, whether that's scoring or facilitating for my teammates. So I think like I said, we have the personnel for it, whether it's J-Mo, I think I have his night, Bruce of course, Zed. So I think that with the team we have here, like pretty much unstoppable.
What I actually meant to ask was about your playmaking. Just it seems like you're more comfortable maybe even than you were last season as far as creating for other guys and making other opportunities that aren't just you scoring. Where do you think you are growing as a playmaker as far as what we've seen here through 3 games?
I think compared to last year, like the game has slowed down tremendous. Evan probably could say the same.
Yeah.
Just coming in as a freshman and playing against such elite level talent, like those gaps close a lot faster than what you think. So thanks to Coach Holt and Coach D, just put me in those positions to be able to fail. And I think that I've learned from all my mistakes. So I think now where is where, you know, my team is beginning to thrive.
At what point did you guys start working on the zone, facing the zone? Coach Holtman was talking about it, I mean, even before the first game. Obviously, you play a couple teams here that played. How early was this an emphasis in practice?
It was pretty early. I think with us going into the year knowing we're going to face a couple really good zone teams, we started just throwing it in throughout practice a good amount. But knowing that at the end of the day, that we won't see a lot of man-to-man too, so not making too big of an emphasis until we get up to that week. We did that as well, but we saw it pretty early. Just being able to see it early, so that this has been the first week when we get it, we're not like, oh, this is crazy, because their zone is different from what we see like normally. So, yeah.
Yes, guys. Either one of you guys or both can answer this. What is Jameson Battle added to this team? I know you're glad you don't have to face him no more, right?
Absolutely. Jameson showed like his elite level 3-point shooting. Obviously, he can score the ball from all 3 levels at a tremendous rate. So, you know, having an older guy like that who can put the ball in the basket and be able to lead, like Jameson has taken an exceptional turn with his leadership and his voice, being able to teach us younger guys, you know, what this league has been about and what the expectations is to win. So, you know, I appreciate Jameson, you know, being on our team and being a leader for us.
Yeah, definitely. I think Jay's he's a bucket. Honestly, he's gonna get to his spots. I think that's one thing that I've really saw, and I'm learning from him for sure. As an older guy in this league that has played in this league for a couple of years, been in college for a while. You really see how comfortable he is with knowing where he wants to get, and being able to read the defense as well, knowing where guys are going to fly at him, and knowing he's a really good scorer. Some people are going to really make an emphasis to get him off of his spot, but him still getting to his areas, be able to rise up and make shots, it's impressive.
Just one more.
Last question before Coach comes in.
Thanks. Evan, the steal that you had and then drive and it looked like a Euro step and finish, can you take us through a play like that, what you see in that moment? And then that was when the offense wasn't really flowing very well, it didn't seem like at that point, and that kind of got things rolling again. What does it, where are you in your ability to make plays like that consistently that is going to spark an offense when maybe things aren't going great?
Yeah, I think just every game, I'm getting more and more comfortable making plays like that. I feel like I know that I have the ability. I work on it. So being able to allow my defense to help transition to my offense is also a really big thing too. So being able to get that still, be able to push in transition is something. Another reason why they coaches brought me in, just be able to be another guy out there that can handle the ball, transition, and make plays. So yeah, I feel like at this point in my game, it's more just about being comfortable, being out there, and just consistently just being like, okay, like I can do this. Like I play with a little bit more freedom and making those plays for sure.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.